Hey up and welcome to Callums Corner. Welcome to Nonce or Nah. It's a little bit like smash or pass. You guys have been sending me your entries, pictures of people, famous people, right? But unlike smash or pass, I won't be looking at these pictures and saying, yeah, I would have full sexual intercourse with them, or no, I wouldn't like to do that. I'll be looking at them and saying, yeah, they're a nonce, or nah, not a nonce. Obviously, it's a very serious subject, a very serious topic, this. I mean, you guys have been submitting people that I know and stuff, so I've decided to try and make it as scientific, serious and foolproof, above all else, as possible, to implement a 3-stage investigative process in terms of your entry. Stage number 1 will be my initial reaction, my gut reaction to the photo of this famous person. Now, it doesn't sound very scientific, but it can be a very effective early warning system. I mean, take Jimmy Savile, for example. I mean, the guy screams nonce, right? Another one, Chris Ingham. I mean, look at the bloke. I mean, how's he slick through the bloody filter? You know, he looks like a bloody greasy little nonce goblin or something. It's repulsive. So your gut reaction when looking at a person and thinking whether they're a nonce or not can actually be a very effective early warning system. And there's a number of physical indicators, facial hair, moustaches in particular. Can you name me one person who's not a paedophile who has a moustache? I mean, homosexuals notwithstanding, they have moustaches, it's part of their culture, it's allowed, and they're not nonces, most of them. But if they're a straight person with a moustache, you've got to be asking questions. So yeah, that will be stage number 1, initial gut reaction. Stage number 2 will be a proper, formal investigation. I've done a bit of Googling about each person that you've asked about. And stage number 3, probably the one I'm most proud of actually, I think it does make it foolproof. I've shown a picture of each of your entries to my 2-year-old nephew Eddie to gauge his initial reaction to them. Children often pick up on a lot of different things that adults kind of miss. So I've been showing him pictures. And you may think that's stupid, but I showed him a picture of Jimmy Savile on my phone, and he basically spat on the phone. I mean, it was kind of dribbling, but it was aggressive, whatever it was. And I showed him a picture of me, and he stroked it and he smiled. So yeah, it can be effective. So those are the 3 stages of investigation that I have invoked for each of the people that you have named. Right, okay, let's get stuck into this. So you guys have been tweeting me the people that you have questions about, that you're wondering whether they're a nonce or not. I'm going to bring those tweets up on screen and I'm going to tell you the results, whether I think they're a nonce or nah, they're not. And I'll also be giving them a out of 10 nonce score. Just so you know where they are on the kind of nonce Richter scale. Okay, our first entry comes courtesy of Hazardball, who, in my opinion, very rightly has questions about Mr. Tumble. Now, I did show Eddie a picture of Mr. Tumble and he smiled at it, but I'm actually going to ignore that evidence because, I mean, the bloke's always dressed like a clown. He's good at making kids smile. I do get a very, very noncy vibe off Mr. Tumble. There seems to be something just not right about the bloke. Facially, I find him incredibly annoying. Verbally, I just want to slap him whenever he's making his stupid little noises and his gimpy little faces. He annoys the absolute crap out of me, to be honest with you. However, a thorough Googling has not revealed any evidence of actual physical noncery. And you would think, given his level of fame, that there would be, solid, cold, hard evidence about him. I mean, the bloke works for the BBC, for goodness sake. So on that kind of basis, I do unfortunately have to say, nah, I don't think Mr. Tumble is a nonce. In terms of nonce factor score, I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. It kind of sits in that sweet spot than, suspected nonces where you think, yeah, you really do seem like a nonce, but there's no evidence. So, yeah, 5 out of 10 and a reluctant nah for Mr. Tumble. Okay, our next request for my BDI to take a look at is brought to us via Ben, who asked a question about Morgz, Morgan Hudson. Now, a lot of you are probably thinking, Morgz, he's really young, he's like 18 years old. Surely he's too young to be a nonce. And on the balance of it, I'm inclined to agree with you. He probably is too young to be a nonce. He's probably a nah. However, there are other factors to consider with Morgz. Eddie's reaction to him, for example, he just pushed the phone away. I mean, he's really noisy, Morgz. It could be because I had his video on, and that's, you know, a normal reaction not to want to watch it. However, he didn't react well to him. And the other thing to consider with Morgz is his mother, who does seem like a bit of a nonce, you know, just judging it by the thumbnails and titles that I've seen on Morgz' YouTube channel. So is Morgz then going to go on and be more likely to be a nonce himself, having been nonced upon by his mum? I don't know. It bears kind of watching, doesn't it? So he's a nah. He's probably too young to be a nonce at the moment, but he does bear watching, and his nonce score of 4 out of 10 does reflect that. Okay, our next entry for Nonce Or Nah is from James, who wants us to take a look at a YouTuber called It's Snow. I'm well aware of this guy. I've watched Callums' videos on him. I've watched their interview on Drama Alert, and he seems like an iron little scumbag, to be honest with you. He makes weird videos on like little girl subjects like dance programs and stuff. He pretends he fancies some of the underage girls. It's just massively weird. I have Googled and stuff, and there hasn't been any evidence that he's actually been physically noncing on people, but just going on his videos and the fact that he's pretending to like underage girls and stuff, you've got to think he's massively fame hungry or a bit of a nonce. And no matter how fame hungry you are, would you really want to portray yourself as a nonce? Yeah, he's a nonce. He's a definite nonce. He gets a nonce factor score of 7 out of 10. Okay, next up on Nonce or Not, Aaron has chucked Piers Morgan's name into the hat for consideration. Now, Piers Morgan is a really complicated case. I've done the Googling, I've done the research, and sadly, there's no physical evidence of him committing any noncery. But there's many other things to consider in Piers Morgan's case. Number one, he's massively posh. Defo went to a public school. Public schools for normal people like you and me who don't know about it, they get up to all kinds of depraved, dirty stuff there. Total nonce fest, you know. Drinking jism out of the cleft of another boy's arse and stuff. He defo got bombed by his teachers and probably half the rugby team. So maybe he is going to go on and commit noncery. You know, he's more likely to do so because of that upbringing. You know, he's been nonced, heavily nonced, I'd imagine. He's probably going to nonce on other people. And also, he has no moral compass. The bloke is practically Satan. You know, he hacked into the voicemails of a bereaved mother. You know, a dead child's voicemails. Gave them hope that she might still be alive. It's just some human scum. So I'm really reluctant to name him Nah as not a nonce. I think we'll just call him Satan and just say I have nothing to do with him. There's no proof of him noncing, but what a bad bloke. Okay, next up, Steve Steverman has asked me to take a look at Greg Paul. I mean, I'd rather not, to be honest with you, but I did. Now, I didn't show Eddie a picture of Greg Paul. I couldn't bring myself to. I didn't want to expose my nephew to the disgracefulness of Greg Paul, the ginger bald-egg nonce pot that he is. Yeah, basically, long story short, defo nonce Greg Paul. I mean, there's video evidence of him sleeping with really young girls and doing weird stuff like that. Is not how you have boo-boo, mate. Honest to God, that. Ugh. Okay, next up, that's what she said. Is trying to chuck a few names into the hat there. He's been a bit greedy, so I'm just going to deal with this first one, which is George Memulus. Now, this is the first time in this video it gets slightly awkward for me. Cards on the table, I like Memulus. He seems like a nice bloke. I've spoken to him a couple of times, you know, kind of mates with him. However, this is Nonce or Not, and I've got to take it seriously and treat everyone the same. So I've taken my mate hat off for this part, and I've put my investigative hat on for it. Now, Memulus, few things to consider which are negative factors. Number one, he doesn't show his face. I mean, just what is he hiding? What's he done? Why can't he show his face? Number two is his height. He is the same height as like the average 9-10-year-old. He's tiny. So he blends right in with children, which would be ideal if he were a nonce. However, he has got a good body of anti-nonce work behind him. You know, he's made videos about nonces and stuff like that. I've spoken to him. He seemed like a nice bloke, and I've done the investigative, the Googling, and there's absolutely no evidence, not even rumours about Meaningless being a nonce. So I'm very, very happy to say George Meaningless, nah, not a nonce. Because of the height of the face and his smallness, we give him a nonce factor of 3 out of 10. Okay, next up on Nonce or Not. Wario is Gay has asked me to take a look at Meaningless, which we've done, and I'm Alex, which I will deal with. I'm a little bit cross about this, to be honest with you. I'm thinking, judging by your username, Wario is Gay, that you've got a problem with gays. Just because I'm Alex is gay, it doesn't mean that he's a nonce. The two are absolutely not connected. And I'd go as far to say, actually, I'm Alex has probably got one of the strongest moral compasses on YouTube. Definitely, he's not a nonce. I'm Alex, nah. Nonce factor of maybe 2. Okay, next up, I'd like to take this opportunity to address a massive amount of entries that I got from you guys, where you've submitted to me pictures of your friends. Now, I did take a look through all these pictures, and they were horrifying. They look like nonces, a lot of them. However, these aren't people in the public eye. I don't know their names. I've got no way of investigating them, Googling and stuff. So what I'd urge you to do is to take it upon yourself to investigate them. Any evidence that you find, report them to the relevant authorities. But I'm unable to do so. They're not in the public domain. I can't check the details. It will be irresponsible of me to do so. It's a serious subject and a serious video. Okay, next on Nonce or Not, Aidan asked a question about Keemstar, Daniel Keem. Now, it's a complicated case again because he's done some very weird stuff online, hasn't he? And he does make a living kind of dealing with teenage drama and talking, interviewing like very young people. However, again, he's got a massive body of work behind him. I mean, Keemstar has outed nonces who aren't even nonces. So, that's how dedicated this guy is. So, I'm pretty confident when I say Keemstar, nah, not a nonce. Just because of the facial hair and the aforementioned factors, we will give him a nonce factor of 3 out of 10, but overall, nah, not a nonce. Okay, that brings us to the end of Nonce or Nah. I'm a little bit disappointed that we don't have more people for me to thoroughly investigate, if I'm being honest with you. I thought you'd have more names for me to look at. Perhaps we could make this a monthly or 6-weekly series or something where you guys submit names to me on an ongoing basis. If you want another one of these, do leave me a like so I know that you enjoyed it and you do want one. And leave the names below of famous people you want me to look into. Thank you very much for watching. Please do stick around. There's going to be some very exciting stuff going on over the next couple of weeks. I'm going to be eating nothing but chips for 7 days. It's going to be a great vlog. And also, I am bringing back Wham, my totally BTEC version of Twatty. Some people want to know my opinions on stuff, so I'm going to give it to you. This week we'll be dealing with the beef between Deji and KSI. I'll be giving Deji a damn good whamming. Right, thank you again for watching, and I'll hopefully see you again soon.